So hello everyone, welcome to my class. My name is Rahul and today I am going to discuss about part test 3 test paper discussion basically. So we will solving all the problems of part test 3, right? So without any further delay, let's begin with the first question. Okay. So yeah, this is the first question. So what this question is saying? This question is saying we have to find the common tangent to the parabolas. There are two parabolas, that is one is y square is equal to 4x and the other one is x square is equal to 4ay. So these two are the standard parabola that you already know. So basically we have two parabola, that is y square is equal to 4x and the other one is x square is equal to 4ay, right? So this is basically y square is equal to 4ax and this is x square is equal to 4ay, right? And we have to find the common tangent between these two parabolas. So I'm just drawing for your reference. So this is basically, this is tangent, right? So we have to find, it is common to both the parabola. So as we already know what we are going to do. So first we will find the tangent for this y square is equal to 4x. So you already know in the slope form that tangent for this y square is equal to 4x is equal to y is equal to mx plus a by m, right? So what we can do now? So it means the equation for this tangent is y is equal to mx plus a by m. But this tangent is common to both the parabola. So this tangent will definitely satisfy this x square is equal to 4ay curve, right? So it will, because it is also, it is common to both. So we have now, what we have now? We have this y is equal to mx plus a by m. It will satisfy this this x square is equal to 4ay. So what we can do now? We will do simply, because this will be satisfied this, so we can write x square is equal to 4a, and in place of y we will write mx plus a by m, because it is satisfying equation. So just simply you can simplify this, you will get, so it is 4a, right? So it is nothing, so 4a m into x, and then it is 4a squared divided by m. So what we will get? We will simply get a quadratic equation. But we know that this tangent is satisfying this x square is equal to 4ay at one point. So there will be only possibility that there will be one value of x and there will be one value of y also. But here you can see the x is in quadratic equation. So when x, it means it will have three cases. Maybe it may have intersect at 2 points. It may have equal roots, or it may have no roots. But here it is saying it is meeting at only 1 point. So from here we can simply write d is equal to 0. D is equal to 0. It means both the point will coincide and roots will be equal. So d is what? It is basically nothing but discriminant. I think everyone knows this b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So from here we will apply these things. So x square, right? This is minus 4am. So it is minus 4am ka whole square. It is b here. Then minus 4 into 1 into what is this c? This is minus of 4a square divided by m. So from here is it is equal to 0. So from here what you will get? 6a square m square minus, this is plus minus minus plus 16a square divided by m is equal to 0. So this a square will be cancelled out, and what you will get? M plus 1 by m is equal to 0. Okay, so why we are doing this? Because we have to find this m value. So m plus 1 by m is equal to 0. So basically it is m square, right? This m square, right? So m square. So from here, what we'll get? M cube plus 1 divided by m is equal to 0. So from here, m cube plus 1 is equal to 0 because m will be go this side and it will be 0. So from here, m cube is equal to minus 1. So I think everyone know what will be the value of m. It will be definitely m is equal to minus 1. So finally, we have found the slope of this tangent that is equal to minus 1. And we have to find this common tangent. So common tangent, what we have taken this tangent as y is equal to mx plus a by m. We have to just put the value of m here and then we will get the equation of common tangent. So what is the tangent equation? At basically it is y is equal to mx plus a by m. Just put minus 1 here, it will be minus x plus a divided by minus 1. So from here it will be y is equal to minus x, this is minus y. So if you will take all in one side, it will be like x plus y plus a is equal to 0, guys. So this is the common tangent to both the parabola. What we have done, we have simply written both the equation and both the graph. We have drawn this tangent, common tangent. We know the slope form of the tangent. We have written this. If it is common tangent, then it will satisfy both the parabola. Then we got a quadratic equation. And I know ki in other curve too, it is only meeting at only one point. At one point means discriminant value will be 0. Discriminant value will be 0. Then we will find this m value, and m value is nothing but minus 1. Just put this value in the main equation, this tangent equation, you will get the answer. So from here, from the option, what you can say, what will be the correct answer? It will be x plus y plus a is equal to 0. So a will be the correct answer. I hope everyone have understood the thing that I tried to explain. So without any further delay, we will move into the next question. So this is the second question. So in this question, what we have to find? We have to find focus. So I know everyone knows this this thing. Ki if parabola is in this form, y square is equal to 4x form. So we know that focus is equal to a comma 0, right? In this case, if you will see that it is like this. This is axis, right? This is axis y is equal to 0, and this is also vertex 0 comma 0. In this case, focus we write a comma 0. But here you can see what it is also a parabola. So why it is like that? So what we can write? We can simply write it as y square minus 4y plus 4 is equal to 8x plus e. Right, guys? So from here, this will be y minus 2 ka whole square is equal to, we can take 4 out of common like this, and this will be a by 2. So why we have done this? Because we have to find this as similar to something similar to y square is equal to 4x. Now we have got this. But here you can see it is y square, but it is y minus 2. Here you can see this is x, but here it is x plus a by 2. So from here, what we can say, we can assume this as a capital Y and this as a capital X. So from here, what we will get? We will get y square is equal to 4 into 2 into this capital X. Right, guys? So from here, what we can write as focus? So we can write focus as 2 and comma 0, right? But it is not here 0. Why it is not there? Because we actually generally write like this: a comma 0 na, a comma 0. This is a comma 0. But here you can see the vertex is 0 comma 0. But in this case, if you will find now, so you will find this is y is equal to 2 line, and this is also x plus a by 2 now. So it means it is like this. So it means what it is like this, right, guys? Because it is 0 comma 0. So from here, where will be the focus? This will be focus will be here, something here. So you can see y coordinate will not be 0. It will be 2 because it has shifted 2 unit. And a is what? A is, we know it is 2 only. So it will be 2 comma 2. So what you can write here? You can write it as 2 comma 2. So I hope everyone have clear this, understood this concept, because y square is equal to 4x. It means if it is basically this actual x y axis, then we can write a comma 0. But here it is not actual. We have assumed y minus 2. So y minus 2 is shifted to y, right? So if we will become y is equal to 0, then basically it will be y minus 2 is equal to 0. It means y is equal to 2. So it means the line will be, now it is y is equal to 2. But here this is y is equal to 0 line. So I hope the focus will be 2 comma 2. So I hope सबको ये समझ में आ गया होगा. This is clear to all of you guys. So D will be the correct answer. Okay. So let's move to the third question, right? So here you can see what it is saying. It is saying the distance between, in an ellipse, the distance between its foci is 6 and the length of the minor axis is 8. Then we have to find the eccentricity. So simply what we can do. So you know, I'm just drawing a ellipse here. So I think everyone knows this. So focus, it is e comma 0, and this is minus a comma 0. Everyone knows there are two focus in ellipse. So basically, if it is a and this is b, right? So what will be the distance between the foci? It is already given. This is 6. But from here you can see this is the distance between the two focus AB is nothing but 2AE, and it is equal to basically 6. It has given. And you also know this is a comma 0, this is minus a comma 0, this is 0 comma minus b, and this is 0 comma b. So suppose if it is p dash, and if this is q and q dash. So everyone knows this p dash is a major axis and q dash is a minor axis. So from here you can see we have also given the length of the minor axis. And it is what? It is basically 8. From here you can see this q dash. This is basically length of the minor axis. It is nothing but 2b. So 2b is equal to 8. So now we have two relations. One is 2a is equal to 6. From here you can find a is equal to 3. And the second relation, from here we get b is equal to 4, right? B is equal to 4. So now we have to find this eccentricity. So actually we know in case of ellipse, the eccentricity is nothing but root under, basically it is root under 1 minus b square divided by a square. Or you can also write it as a e is equal to, basically it is root under a square minus b square. You can also write it like this. So we know we have this ae value and we have this b value. So by the help of ae and b value we can find this a, right guys? So from here we are going to find this a. So what we have here guys, so this is basically ae is equal to root under a square minus b square. We have already a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 4. So what we can write? We can write 3 here, and we can write a square minus 4 ka whole square. So from here it will be 3. This is a square minus 16. So it will be 9 is equal to a square minus 16. So from here a square will be 9 plus 16, right? 9 plus it will be 25. So from here what you will get? You will get plus minus 5, right guys? So but we also know that a is always greater than 0. Right, guys? A is always greater than 0 because E value can't be negative and A will also be positive. Then only na A will be positive. So that's why A is always positive. So we can't take the value A is equal to -5. We have to only consider A is equal to 5. A is equal to -5. It is not possible. We have A is equal to 5 and we have A is equal to 3. What we need to find? A is equal E basically na. So from in place of A, it will be 5 into A is equal to 3. So from here, it will be E is equal to 3 by 5. So it is E is equal to 3 by 5. I hope it is clear to everyone. So what we have done, we have given two things, that is 2AE. It is written in the language form. We have converted in the mathematical form. 2A is equal to 6. From here, A is equal to 3. The length of minor axis, everyone know it is 2B, that is 8. From here, we will get B. And then we know the relation in the ellipse. In the ellipse, the eccentricity is nothing but root under 1 minus b square by a square. So from here, you can also take LCM and you can remove this a here because root under a square will be a. So from here, you get another relation and just put all the values, you will get the value of E. Okay. So moving into the next question. I hope everyone understood these things. So here basically two things is given. X is written in the, you can say it is in parametric form. So we have to find what type of curve it is representing. Okay, so you can see we have this first, that is x is equal to 2 cos t plus sin t, right? And the second one, y is equal to 5. This is cos t minus sin t. So here you can see x, y, and t. So t is parameter here. Okay, so we have to just simply remove this t part. So how we can do that? So from here you can see we can also write x by 2 is equal to cos t plus sin t. And from here what you can do, you can write y divided by 5 is equal to cos t minus sin t. So from here you can see, if we will take a square both the side, it will be cos square t plus sin square t plus 2 cos t sin t. And so from here it will be cos square t plus sin square t minus 2 cos t sin t. So from here you can get an idea. So what you can get? So it will be basically cos square t plus sin square t minus, so it is plus 2 cos t and sin t. So in the same way, y divided by 5 the whole square is equal to, this is cos square t, this is sin square t, and this is minus of 2 cos t sin t. So why we have written these things? So you can see when I will add both these things, both these things, right? So this will be cancelled out. And this is cos square theta, this is sin square theta, this is again sin square theta, and this is cos square theta. So once you will add both the side, you will get x plus 2 ka whole square plus y by 5 ka whole square is equal to 2 times cos square t plus sin square t. And you know cos square t plus sin square t, it is basically 1. So it is nothing but 2 into 1. So it is 2. So x by 2 plus y by 5 ka whole square is equal to 2. Right, guys? So now what we can do? So finally, what we have got? We have got this x by 2 ka whole square plus y by 5 ka whole square is equal to 2. So from here it is basically x square plus 4 y square by 25 is equal to, this is 2. So it is x square plus 8 y square by 50 is equal to 1. Right, guys? So what is this? This is basically equation of ellipse. Okay, we know this is the equation of ellipse. So wait for some time, guys. So I hope you have understood this thing. This x square divided by 8 plus y square divided by 50 is equal to 1. This is basically nothing but equation of ellipse. So I'm just moving into the next question, guys. So what is the next question? So from here you can see we have given the tangent equation, that is y is equal to mx plus 6, and which is of a parabola, that is x square by 100 minus y square by 49 is equal to 1. So we know basically what we know, that this is y is equal to mx plus 6, right? And the another thing that we have already, the equation of this hyperbola, that is x square divided by 100 minus y square divided by 49 is equal to 1. So I hope everyone knows this formula of tangent in slope form, right? That is y is equal to mx plus minus root under a square m square minus b square. This is the equation of tangent of hyperbola in slope form. So what we are going to do, so basically it is from here you can see a is nothing but 10 and b is here 7. It is 10 square, this is 7 square. So from here what we can do, we will simply write y is equal to mx plus minus root under a square m square, right? So it is basically 100 m square, and this is minus b square, that is minus 49. So this is the equation of tangent in slope form. We will compare it with this equation, y is equal to mx plus 6. Okay, so what we will get, we are going to get mx y is equal to mx plus 6 and y is equal to mx plus minus root under 100 m square minus 49. So here you can see mx, y. So 6 will be equal to root under 100 m square minus 49. So what we can write, guys? 6 is equal to plus minus root under 100 m square minus 49. So it will be basically 36. If you take a square, then it will be 100 m square minus 49. So from here it will be basically 36 plus 49 is equal to 100 m square. So basically it will be m square is equal to 85 by 100, that is 17 by 20. So from here what you will get, m is equal to root 17 by 20. So this will be the value of the slope. Okay, so I hope everyone had understood these things. So this is the slope form. We just have to compare these two equations and we will get m value. So without any further delay, as you can see, we have to find the equation of normal to the hyperbola where slope is 1 by 3. We have to find what we have to find. We have to find this equation of normal. Right, so we have this equation of a hyperbola, that is 3x square minus y square is equal to 1, and we have slope, that is m is equal to 1 by 3, right guys? So what we can do here, so we know this slope is for normal, so this is slope is for normal. So from here can we write this slope of the tangent is minus 3. Why? Because you all know that tangent and normal are perpendicular to each other. So basically mn into mt will be minus 1. So what we are going to do, so we just have to find this dy by dx. So what we will do, we will find this dy by dx. So from here what we can write, so from here what we can write, it will be basically 6x minus 2y dy by dx is equal to 0. We have to find basically dy by dx. So from here dy by dx will be 6x divided by 2y. So it is 3x and it is basically y. So it is basically 3x divided by y. So from here what we can write, I'm just assuming one point here. I'm assuming just 0.1. This is x1 and y1. So from here, what you can get? This is 3x1 divided by y1. Okay, guys. So this is the equation for the tangent. So from here, we know this is equation of tangent is basically nothing but is equal to minus 3. So you can also write it like this minus 3. 3 will be cancelled out. We will getting a relation in x1 and y1, where it is a general point where we are finding this equation of normal. Okay, so x1 is equal to minus y1. We have this first relation. If this is tangent, then it will also satisfy this hyperbola, because we are taking the equation of normal. So what we can do, we will satisfy this x1 y1 in the main equation. So it will be like this: 3x1 square minus y1 square is equal to 1. Okay, and we know this x1 is equal to nothing but minus of y1. So from here, what we can do, it will be 3x1 square minus y1. In place of minus y1, you can also write minus x1 square. Okay, and it is basically, this is equal to 1. So from here, it will be 2x1 ka whole square is equal to 1. So yahan se x1 is equal to plus minus 1 by root 2. If x1 is plus minus 1 by root 2, then y1 is equal to nothing but minus plus 1 by root 2. So we know these two equations, right? We know this 2 points. That is, 1 point is 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, and one more is, this is 1 by minus 1 by root 2 and plus 1 by root 2. We have these two things, 2 points, and we have the slope of the normal. That is equal to minus, actually it is 1 by 3, right? So from here, what we can write, we can simply write y minus, you can take any point, minus plus 1 by root 2 divided by x minus 1 by root 2 is equal to 1 by 3. Okay, and another point you can take, that is y minus 1 by root 2 divided by x plus 1 by root 2 is equal to 1 by 3. So in this way, you can easily find this equation. Okay, so you can easily find this equation, and from here, what you will get, root 2. If you will solve these things now, if you will solve this, what you will get, this root 2, that is equal to, you can also simplify these things, right? So what we can do, it will be root 2 into x minus 3y is equal to. So this will be the correct answer. Just simplify it, you will get this equation, right? So I hope it is clear to all of you guys. So I am just, so what we will get, you will get this B equation, right? So, and just try to solve this one. What we will get, we can simply try it out. So what we will get, you can get, this is 3y minus, it is basically 3 by root 2, so is equal to, this is x plus 1 by root 2. So it is basically 3y minus x is equal to 4 by root 2. It is basically 2 root 2, right? It is 4 now. So this is not in the option here, guys. So this is not in option. So in the first, if you simplify all these things, so you will get this relation. So it is basically, you can also write root 2. So you will get this equation. So this is the correct answer. Okay. So I hope this question is clear to all of you guys. So I am just moving to the next question. Okay. So here you can see, we have to find the locus of midpoint of a line segment which join the focus of a parabola to a moving point on a parabola. So what will be the equation of the directrix? Okay, so what we are going to do. So here you can see what we can do. So here you can see, this is y square is equal to 4ax, right? And we have to find the midpoint of the line segment joining focus and a point. Okay, so basically, suppose this is focus, this is a comma 0, right? And this is point P, right? So we can also write it as AT square 280. You know these things in parametric form, and we have to find this focus, this midpoint of this point and this focus. So from here, if this is focus, we can actually write this H comma K, right? So actually here this is a mistake. Basically it is nothing but this is not a focus, but this is locus, right? This is basically it is locus. So don't confuse, we have to find locus of the midpoint. So that's why we have written this H comma K. So what we can do now, so this is midpoint. So in place of H we can write AT square plus A by 2. In place of K we can write 280 plus 0 divided by 2. So from here it will be K will be 80. Okay. So, and from here you can see H is equal to 80 square plus A by 2. So again what we can do, we have to do simply this, we have to remove this T square. So from here you will get this 2H is equal to 80 square plus A, right? 80 square plus A. And then from here this is K is equal to 80 na, so you can also write K is equal to 80, right? So from here what we can do, we can write 80 square is equal to 2H minus A divided by A. And in place of here you can write what you can write, you can also write here this is 2H minus A divided by, right? तो यहाँ पे आप क्या लिख सकते हो, what you can write, this is basically T square, right? This is T square is equal to 2H minus A by A. From here you can write K square is equal to A square T square. So from here you can write T square is equal to K square divided by A square. So from here what we are gonna do, we have to equate this T square and this T square. So what we will get, 2H minus A divided by A is equal to K square by A square. Right guys? So from here what we can do now, so what we have got, this 2H minus A divided by A is equal to K square by A square. Just cancel this and take this as a this side. So this is A, basically 2H minus A is equal to K square. So from here what we will get, you can get these things. You can also write, then now we will simply replace K with Y and H with X. So from here it will be 2 into 2X minus A is equal to Y square. Also write Y square is equal to 2X minus A. Just remove this 4. You can take 4 as a common. So from here you can also write it as 4, basically 4. Then it is basically nothing but 4A divided by 2, and then it is X, and then again it is minus A by, this is Y square is equal to 4A by 2, right now this is 2A, so it is 2X minus, so this is the equation that we have got. So if, from here what you can write, you can write it like this, again this is capital X and this is basically A. So if Y square is equal to 4AX, then dielectric equation is what? It is nothing but X plus A is equal to 0. But in this case you can see here capital X is equal to X minus A by 2, and here A is nothing but A by 2. So from here it is X plus A. So from here it will be X minus A by 2 plus A by 2. So it will be basically nothing but X is equal to 0, guys. Hope, because we have just simply replaced this A by 2 with this capital A. You can also write capital A because you can confuse sometimes. But this is A, this is capital A, and this is a capital X. So from here what we can write, we can, I'm just simply, for less confusion, I'm just taking this as a capital A. This is capital A, and this is again capital A. So now it is in the form of y square is equal to 4a capital X. So so what we can write, x plus a, where a is x minus a by 2 and capital A is basically a by 2 is equal to 0. So basically what we will get, x is equal to 0. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So what will be the equation of this directrix that we will got? So we have got a parabola equation, and from there we have just found the equation of the direct, that is x is equal to 0. Okay, guys. So now moving to the next question, guys. So what is this question saying? So this question is saying that we have to find the length of the chord. Okay. So we have already, I think we have given, if the length of the chord of the circle along the line is r, then is r square will be what? Okay. So we are saying what we can do. So we have this equation, this circle equation. So just draw the circle. So it is x square plus y square is equal to r square, right? And it is saying the length of a chord. There is a chord, right? There is a chord which is along the y minus 2x is equal to 3. So suppose this line is like this. So this is basically nothing but y minus 2x is equal to 3. So what we can do, guys, we have this equation, we have the length of this a and this b, ab. This is the chord. Okay. And what we can do, so I'm just doing this. So this is this, and this you can also take this perpendicular, right? And suppose this point is basically M. Okay. So, and this is 0, 0. So what we can do, guys, we know this is basically, this is distance, suppose d. So from the distance formula, this perpendicular distance formula, you can find this value, that is d. So what will be the d value? It is basically nothing but 0 minus 2 into 0 minus 3 divided by root under 1 ka whole square plus minus 2 ka whole square. So from here you will find d is equal to 3 by root 5. So what we have got? We have got this d value as 3 by root 5. So now we have to find this r value, right, guys? We have to find this r value. We already know that ab is equal to r. So from here what we can do, we know this am will be r by 2, because if there is a perpendicular, so it will be simply divide this chord into 2 equal parts. So from here am will be equal to r by 2, and we all know this is r and this is also this is r. So in the triangle, right, in this triangle you can see this is a m and o, right? So this is basically d, and this is 3 by root 5, and this is r and this is r by 2. So just simply apply this Pythagoras theorem. So from Pythagoras theorem, what we can write? You can write r square is equal to r by 2 ka whole square plus 3 by root 5 का whole square. Right, guys? ये कर सकते हैं ना? So अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे? What we can do? We can do one thing, that is r by r ka whole square. This is r square plus 4, and this is basically 9 by 5. So from here it will be 3r square by 4 is equal to 9 by 5. So from here r square is equal to 9 by 4 right now. So 9 by 4, it is basically 9 into 4 divided by, this is 5 into 3. So from here it will be basically r square will be 12 by 5. So it is basically 12 by 5. R square will be 12 by 5. Okay. So this is the value. Okay. So you have to remember all these things while solving the problem. We have to find this r square. So anyhow, we know the relation, we can simply find out. Okay. So here you can see which of the following conic has tangent. We have given this tangent equation at point 3 root 3 by 2 and 1 by 2. So we have to find which kind of conic section is this. What will be the real equation of the conic section? Okay, so you can go by the options, right? So here you can see this is x square plus 9y square is equal to 9, right? And everyone knows if we have to find this tangent equation, it is like this. So from here, you know this x1 is what? It is 3 root 3 by 2, and 9 into y1 is what? It is 1 by 2 is equal to 9. So from here, what we will get? We will get 3 root 3 x by 2 plus 9 by 2 is equal to 9. So just take this 3 root 3 as a common and by 2 as a common. What you will get? You will get this thing. You will get x, right? And then you will get root 3y, and then what you will get? I have written this like this now. So yeah, this is 9. So from here, what you can get? You can simply write x plus root 3y is equal to 18, right? 18 by 3 root 3. So it will be 6. So 6 now. So from 6, it will be basically 2 root 3. So you can see x plus root 3y minus 2 root 3 is equal to 0. तो यही आ गया ना. Basically here is a printing mistake. You can see it is basically nothing but x plus root 3y minus 2 root 3 is equal to 0. So यही आ गया. You can go through. There's only first option we have got the answer. So the first will be the correct answer. You can check for all these things, but you won't find this required tangent. So this first will be the correct answer. Okay, guys. So moving into the next thing. जल्दी जाते हैं. Find a point on the curve y square, y is equal to x square plus 4, which is the shortest distance at from the line y is equal to 4x minus 1. So y is equal to x square by 4. So suppose this is y is equal to x square plus 4, and we have to find the shortest distance from the line y is equal to 4x minus 1. So if it will be shortest distance, then it will be perpendicular, and if you draw this tangent, it will be also perpendicular. We know what will be the value of this slope. From here it is m is equal to 4, and from here so the slope of this tangent will be also equal to 4, because both will be parallel now. So the slope will be 4. So from here we are going to find this slope. So what will be this slope? It will be dy by dx is equal to 2x. Okay, guys. So it means at x1 y1. So at x1 y1, what will be the value? It will be 2x1. So dy by dx at x1 y1, and this is basically nothing but equal to 4. So from here, what we will find? X1 is equal to 4 by 2, that is 2. So if x1 is 2, so just put this, because we have to find this point now, this x1 and y1. If x1 will be 2, then what will be y? It is 2 square plus 4, right? So y will be 8. So it means y1 will be 8. So what will be the value? It will be 2 comma 8. Simply what we have done, we know if we have to find the shortest distance, then it should be perpendicular to that line. So perpendicular line, and if we also draw the tangent, it will be also touches one point. If we will meet both these things, then it will be perpendicular on the both the side. So from here we take the help of this slope thing. If it will be 4, then it will be also 4, and then we have find this thing. Okay, so 2 comma 8. Now moving into the next question, guys. So what we can do in this question? So from here you can see this is a case of AP as well as GP. This is basically the case of AP and GP. AP as well as GP. if you will remove this part, you can see it is 5 5, and you can see 3 square 3 cube. So I hope everyone has studied about this kind of arithmetico geometric progression. So from here what we can do, simply just do one thing, write s is equal to 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 7 by 3 square plus like that only. Or you can also write 12 plus 3 cube like that, infinity. And then we'll take one another thing, that will be s divided by 3. S divided by 3. So from here what we will get, guys, what we will get, so s divided by 3, then it will become 1 by 3. Okay, I am just leaving one thing, and then it will become 2 by 3 square, and then it will become 7 by 3 cube, and then like that only. So from here, if we will subtract these things, we will get 2s divided by 3. And from here, what you will get, guys, what you will get. So from here, you can see this is 1. Okay, this is basically 1, and this is 2 by 3, right? This is 2 by 3, right? So what we can do, we have to simply do like this. This is 1 plus 1 by 3, because it is minus, this is minus, this is minus. From here it will be 7 minus 2, it will be 5 by 3 square, and again it will be plus 5 by 3 cube, and just like that. So what we have got, we have 2s divided by 3 is equal to 1 plus 1 by 3, and then plus 5 by 3 square plus 5 by 3 cube, just like that. So what we can do now, we have this 2s divided by 3, that is equal to 4 by 3, 1 plus 1 by 3, and then it is 5 by 3 square, then it is 5 by 3 cube, and it will go till infinity. So from here you can find this thing. This is basically nothing but GP, where the first term is 5 by 3 square, and the common ratio that is R, which is equal to basically 1 by 3, right? So I will be using these things. So it is basically nothing but sum of GP. So sum of GP, I think everyone knows this thing. A divided by 1 minus R, where A is nothing but this and R is nothing but this. So from here, what we are going to write, 5 by 3 square, this is the first term, and again divided by 1 minus R. So R is nothing but, it is 1 by 3. Right, guys? So what we can do, it is basically 2s by 3, it is 4 by 3, then again it is 5 by 3 square, again it is 2 by 3. So it will be 3 will cancel out. What we will get, 2s by 3 is equal to 4 by 3 plus 5 by 6. So from here, what we'll get, 2s by 3 is equal to, it is 6, then it is 13 by, basically 13 by 6, right? So it will be cancel out, and from here, what you will get, s is equal to 13 by 4. So what we have done, we have multiplied with 1 by 3, and then we wrote the same equation in the second term, because we have to find something, because if AP and JP are at the same time, you can't find easily. You have to convert into either GP or AP. So here I have converted into the GP. After 1 or 2 terms, there you can see it is in the form of GP. So I think it is clear to all of you guys. By using all the properties, I have done these things. Okay. So what we can do now? So I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. So I am just moving into the next question. You can see. So what I am gonna do. So you can see here it is already given the first term of an AP. It means A is given, that is 3. And it is saying that sum of first 25th term. Okay, it is equal to sum of its next 15 terms. It means what? It means 26 से लेके 24th term तक. जितने भी टर्म आएंगे उसका क्या होना चाहिए, सम होना चाहिए, राइट. सो फ्रॉम हियर व्हाट वी कैन राइट, वी नो दिस फॉर्मूला ना, दैट इज basically it is nothing but n by 2 is equal to 2a plus n minus 1 into d. We know this formula for sum of first n terms. So from here what we can write, it is 225 divided by 2, it is 2 into a is what, it is basically 3, plus again it is 25 by 1, it is 24d. So this is sum of first 25 term. But now here it is not sum of first 15 term, it is up to 26 to 40. So what we can do, from here we can find this 26th term. So what will be the 26th term basically? So 26th term will be basically nothing but this equation. So what you can write, this a26 is nothing but a plus 25d. This is 3 plus 25d. So now it has become the first term of this sum. You can also write it as a. Okay, so from here this is a is equal to 3 plus 25d, and again the thing is same, the difference is d. So from here what you can write, you can write there is total 15 term, but from here the a will become 3 plus 25d, right? It will become 3 plus 25d, and again what will be, it will be 25 minus 1, but here there is 15 terms, so it will be 15 minus 1, that is 14d. So basically this is the sum of its next 15 terms. You can also find first 40 terms and first 25 terms and then subtract it, you will get sum of it next 15 term, but it will take a lot of time. So first you try to find this 26 term, that will be the first term of this GP 20 AP 26 to 40. So from here you can simply simplify all these things. Okay guys, and then what you will get, you will get d value as 1 by 6. So I think I have given you the idea how to find it. Just try to do it in your home, you will find what should be the value. It will be basically a is equal to 1 by the option will be a, that will be 1 by 6. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. So I am just moving into the next question guys. So here you can see it is saying it is basically the height distance part. So I think by tackling this kind of question, you have to just very smart with the imagination what is trying to say. So here you can see the angle of elevation of a cloud C from a point P. Okay, the angle of elevation of a cloud. Suppose there is a cloud, so suppose this is point C. So it is basically cloud, right? This is cloud. Okay, and it is 20 meter above the still lake. 20 meter above the still lake. It means what we can do, here, just see, above a still lake. So suppose this is the option for, this is the basically nothing but, this is basically what it is. So it is level of lake. This is level of lake, right? So this is basically cloud, and so what is basically what it is saying, angle of elevation of this C point from a point P. So from a point P, which is basically 200 meter above this. So basically what it is saying, this is nothing but 30 degree angle of elevation of a point P to the point C, that is cloud. It is making 30 degree angle. It is 200 meter above the still lake, right guys? So it is also 200. Okay, and one more thing, it is saying ki if the angle of depression of the image of C, so if it is C, this is lake, so its image will be like, suppose this is C dash, this is the image, right? So it will be like this only. So it is saying if angle of depression of image of C in the leg from the point P. It means angle of depression. It means this side elevation, upside and depression. This is basically 60 degree. Then we have to find this PC value. This PC value we have to find. What we can do now? This is 200. This is 200. Suppose this value is H. You can find this, or you can also find this value as H. Okay, guys. So you can find this value as H. Total. It means total height of this cloud from the surface of the lake. Okay. So now what we can do, guys? This is H. So if this is H, then it will be also H. Okay. So from here, what we can do? If this is H, so it will be H minus 200. This value, right? This value will be H minus 200. So from here, what we can do? We can write this 1030. 1030 is equal to, and suppose this value, if it is m na, suppose this pm as x, right? Suppose मैंने मान लिया. So from here it will be h minus 200 divided by x. And again it is 1060. You can write 1060 will be what? It will be basically 2h plus 200 and divided by x. 1030 is equal to h minus 200 by x, and 1060 is h plus 200 by x. So from here, what we can do? So from here, you can see it will be basically 1 by root 3 is equal to h minus 200 by x. And from here, it will be root 3 is equal to h by h plus 200 divided by x. So we have two things, right, guys? We have this two things. What we can do? Okay, so from here, you can also write this now. You can also write root 3 into h minus 200. And from here, you can also write x is equal to h plus 200 divided by root 3. So from here, what you can write? So I am just taking the value. This x is equal to root 3. This x is equal to root 3 into what it was h minus 200. And from here, what you will get? You will get h plus 200 divided by root 3. Just compare both these things. What you will get? You will get this 3h minus 600 is equal to h plus 200. So from here, 2h will be 800. So from h, it will be 400. Okay, guys. So I hope. So we have this h value now. But now what we have to find? We have to find this PC value. This PC value. So if h is 400, right? If h is equal to 400, then we have to find this PC value, right? So PC value will be what? So again, you can see this is x na. So from here, what you can do? You can simply find this x. You can simply find this x. So what will be this x value? It will be 400 plus 200 divided by root 3. So it will be basically, if you find this value, x value will be 600 now. So it will be 200 root 3. Okay, so 200 root 3. We have x, we have h. So now what we can do? PCs. PC will be what? It will be basically 200 square plus 200 root 3 square. Or you can also write this as sine 30. What you can write? This sine 30 is equal to basically p by h, right? P by h. From here, what you can see, this, what is the p value? P value is nothing but 200. So it is basically nothing but 200. So it is basically 200 and it is 1 by 2. Okay, and h value is what? It is basically PC. So from here, because hypotenuse is PC, so it is 200 into 2. So it will be 400. So 400 will be the value of PC. Okay, so we have, you have h, you have x. You can apply any of the trigonometric ratio, whether it is sine, cos, anyone. But you have to just include this PC part. If you will take 10, you won't get this PC now, because hypotenuse is not in 10. So I hope it is clear to all of you guys. So we will move to the next question. Okay. So I will move to the next question. Here you can see what it is saying. So here you can see we have given this x-intercept and y-intercept made by a circle. So what is the circle? That is x square plus y square plus ax plus 2ay plus c is equal to 0. And we have given this x-intercept, which is equal to basically x-intercept 2 root 2 and y-intercept it is given already. This is 2 root 5. And I think everyone knows this intercept formula. This is 2g square minus c is equal to 2 root 2. So from here it is basically g square minus c is equal to root 2. What is g here? You can see it is g here is what? G is nothing but a by 2, because this is in the form of 2gx. From here g is a by 2, and from here f will be what? It will be a. So from here what you can write in place of g, you can write a by 2 ka whole square minus c is what? C is basically c here only. Okay, c here only. So it is basically nothing but equal to a by 2, and this is basically equal to root 2. So it is basically root 2. Okay, so from here what you can write? A square divided by 4 minus c is equal to 2. In the same way you can also write this as 2f square minus c is equal to 2 root 5. So from a f square minus c is equal to 5. 2 will be cancelled out. Then f you can see a square minus c is equal to 5. So we have two relations, a square by 4 minus c is equal to 2 and a square minus c is equal to 5. Okay, so from here what you will get? From here if you will solve this, both these equation a and c equation, you will get a as 2. Okay, a will be equal to 2 and c will be equal to minus of 1. So just put it into the main equation, you will get x square plus y square plus ax na. So basically it is ax na. So basically it is here it is given. Okay. So from here what you will get? So basically the value will be not 2, value actually it will be minus of 2, right? So it will be basically, you will solve this because it is taking so many times, so that's why I have to complete all these things in less time, so that's why. Okay, and then again it is minus of 2 into 2, it is 4y, and then it is minus 1 is equal to 0. After solving this, you will get this equation, x minus 1 ka whole square and y minus 2 ka whole square is equal to basically 6. So this is the circle equation that you will be finally got. So what you can do now? We have this already. We have this equation of the circle in the proper form. Now we have to find shortest distance between from the origin to the tangent of this circle, which is a perpendicular. We have to find the shortest distance from the origin to tangent of this circle, to the circle which is perpendicular to the line A. Okay, so we have to find the tangent to this circle, shortest distance now. So there is a line that is basically x plus 2y is equal to 0. So from here m will be minus 1 by 2, but the tangent equation, because that tangent is perpendicular to this line, so the tangent slope will be basically, it will be 2 only, because this tangent and this line is perpendicular. So from here we have got this tangent as 2. So from again what you can do, you can simply find the equation of this tangent, that will be y is equal to mx plus minus root under, basically it is r square, and this is 1 plus m square. You know this in a slow form, the equation of the circle. Okay, so from here what we can do, here you can see it is basically y minus 2. It is not x square and y square, it is y minus 2. So you can write y minus 2 ka whole square is equal to, this is 2 and this is x minus 1 ka whole square plus minus root under, what is this, r square, this is basically 6, and this again it is 1 plus m square. So basically it is 1 plus 2 square, that is 4. So from here what you will get, this is y minus 2 ka whole square is equal to 2x minus 1 ka whole square plus minus root 6 plus 5 into 5 na, it will be root 30. So this is the tangent equation that you have got. Okay, this will be not like this. Okay, so this will be the tangent equation that you have got, guys. Okay, so I hope it is clear to, this is actually y minus 2, this is x minus 1, and this minus this. So I'm just removing this part because it is a long process, so you might be confused, but sometimes just see the process how I am doing. So y minus 2 is equal to 2 into x minus 1 plus minus root 30. After solving this, what you will get? You will finally get 2x minus y plus minus root 30 is equal to 0. So this equation you will get. Okay, so just solve this. Okay, so now what you can do, you have to find the perpendicular distance between this tangent and origin. So again we have to do one more thing, that is this line, this is 2x minus y plus minus root 3. This is the line, we have to find the perpendicular distance from 0 to 0. If this is d, this is 2 into 0 minus 0 plus minus root 30. Okay, and divided it will be 2 square plus minus 1 ka whole square, and it will be mod. So it will be root 30 and this will be root 5. So after solving this you will get root 6. Okay, so we have to find, this is the long question, one by one you have to see. First you have to find the proper circle equation with the help of intercept. Then what you can do, you can see we have to find the shortest distance from the origin to the tangent. We have to find the tangent of to the circle. So okay, so circle we have already given, but this circle tangent is perpendicular to a line. So with the help of the line, we know that slope of that line. With the help of that, we find the slope of the tangent. And then after finding this slope of the tangent, we apply the same thing by using slope form in the slope form of tangent in the circle equation. And then we have found the tangent. Then we know tangent is a line. We know the perpendicular distance formula to find a shortest distance. Okay, so perpendicular distance find कर दो, वहां से shortest distance आपको मिल जाएगा. यही काम किया है हमने. ठीक है, पहले नॉर्मल निकाला, फिर इस लाइन की मदद से स्लोप निकाल लिया, टेंजेंट की इक्वेशन डाल दी. ठीक है, क्योंकि y माइनस 2 से रिप्लेस हो रहा है और x माइनस 1 से रिप्लेस हो रहा है. वहां से लाइन आ गया, लाइन के बाद यू कैन easily find this shortest distance by applying this perpendicular distance formula. Okay guys, so now moving into the next question, what we have to do now. So you can see 2x minus y plus 1 is a tangent to the circle, and the center of the circle lies on x minus 2y is equal to 4. Then find the radius of the circle. What we can do? So here you can see what we are trying to do. Just draw this circle. Okay, and this is the tangent basically. This is basically the tangent. This is basically 2x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. And this point, it is nothing but 2, 5. And here is the center. And it is saying that this center is lie on this line. X minus 2y is equal to 4. So then we have to find the radius of the circle. We have to find the radius of the circle. So basically this circle, okay, this circle. So we have to find this radius, okay. So what we can do, guys? So just see, this is, you know, this is perpendicular, right? So what we can do? So do one thing. First, find the slope of this line. So I think the slope of this line will be equal to 2 basically, right? This m1 will be 2. And if this line is perpendicular, so m2 will be basically minus 1 by 2. Everyone knows. So now we have this slope and we have this point. Okay, guys. So we have this point. So what we can do now? So we have to just find the point in here. So suppose this h comma k. We have taken this h comma k. So it will basically satisfy this line x minus 2y is equal to 4. So from here, if x is equal to h, so from here, what will be the value of k? Okay, so x basically it is h minus 2, y value will be k, it is equal to 4. So from here it will be k is equal to h minus 4 by 2. So we have found this h and h minus 4 by. Okay, guys. So we have find this. So we have this 2 point now, this point and this point, and we have also this slope. So what we can do? You can simply write like this. This is basically h, and this is h minus 4 by 2, and this basically it is 2 by 5, and we have slope that is minus 1 by 2. Simply what you can do, guys, you can write h minus 4 divided by 2 minus 5 divided by h minus 2. This is the slope y minus y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and this will be equal to minus 1 by 2. So from here, what you will get? If you will solve, you will get h value will be 8, and from there you will get k value will be, h value will be 8 and k value will be 2. So what will be the basically center? Center will become 8 and 2. What you will get? You will become, this value will come as 8 and 2, and this is basically nothing but this is radius. So just find the distance formula. What will be the distance formula? It will be 8 minus 2 na. So 8 minus 2, it will be 60 is 6 square, right? 6 square, and then 2 minus 5, it will be minus 3 ka whole square. So from here you will get 36 plus 9, it will be 45. So after solving this, you will get 3 root 5. Okay, so A will be the correct answer. I hope everyone understood these things. Okay, so this is the process to solve this kind of question. Okay, now quickly moving to the next question, what we can do. Okay, so this is the question here. It is saying we have given 2 circles and we have to find the incorrect statement. What are the incorrect statement out of these 4? Right? So you can see x square y square minus 10x minus 10y plus 41, and here again it is saying this value. Okay, so this value. So what we can do? Here you can see by the option it is saying ki whether circle are intersecting at 2 point or it is lying inside the circle. Both all the condition. It at 1 point it may coincide at 1 point. It may intersect at 2 point. It may never intersect. So whenever this kind of problem comes now, first you need to find this C1. What is the center of this circle? That is, if this is circle C, this is circle suppose L1 and this is L2 now. So just find center of both the circles. So from here you can see it is nothing but 5, 5, right? This is nothing but what? It is 2gx. So from here g is basically minus 5. So the center is what? It is minus G and minus F. So it is 5 and 5. And from here you will get, this is C2. You will get, this is 8 and 5. Right guys? 8 and 5. We have got this. And now we have to find one more thing, that is radius. So from here, if you will find the radius, you will get R1 as, you will find it is basically G square. Radius is nothing but root under G square plus F square minus C. So 5 square plus 5 square minus 41. So it will be 50 minus 41. It will be 9. Root under 9. It will be 3. So if you will find, you will get R1 as 3. And if you will find R2, you will also get as 3. So we have R1, R2, we have C1 and C2. Okay, so we will using this, all these things. Okay, so what we are going to do? We are just going to draw the circle. Okay, we are going to draw this circle. So what it is like that? So it is basically nothing but 5, 5, and it is nothing but 8, 5. And this is C1, this is C2, and you will see this is, okay. So this is 5, 5, and this is 8, 5. So again, it is basically, it is radius. It is also R2, or you can also say this is R1, because the distance between this C1, C2 is 3, and R1 value is 3, and R2 value is also 3. So from here you can see this circle is this circle, if this is L2 and this is L1 now. So this circle is touching with the passing with this circle of center, and this circle is also passing through the center of the other circle. So from here you can see basically what it is saying. So you can see what is the option. The distance between two center is the average of radius of both the circles. So what is basically C1, C2? Here you can see what is basically C1, C2. C1, C2 is also 3. So it is basically distance between the two center, or it is nothing but 3. It is the average between R1 and R2. It is what? R1 plus R2 divided by 2. It means 3 plus 3 divided by 2. That is 6 by 2. Basically it is 3. So yeah, first is right answer. Then again you can see C point. Both circle passes through the center of each other. ये सर्कल जो है C2 वो उसके सेंटर से पास कर रहा है, ये वाला इसके सेंटर से पास कर रहा है. तो थर्ड वन इज आल्सो करेक्ट. And you can see circle have two intersection point. Yeah, it is two intersection point. It has two intersection point. One is A and the other one is B. So D option भी correct है. But when you will go through the B option, both circle center lies inside region of one another. ठीक है, both circle center lies inside the region of one another. Both the center, okay, both circle center lies inside region of one another. ऐसा तो कुछ है नहीं कि उसके रीजन में हो रहा है, ये सेंटर उसके अंदर में नहीं हो रहा. It is on the other circle, passing through the other circle, but it is not inside the region of the another circle. So the B option will be the wrong, incorrect statement. Okay guys, so B will be the wrong answer. It means in case में ये सही आंसर होगा. Okay guys, so just quickly moving into the next thing. Okay, so here you can see I can make you understand these things, what you can do in this question. So we have given this tangent to the circle. Okay, let the tangent to the circle x square plus y square is equal to 25 at point R. Okay, so what we can do? So we have to find this tangent at 3, 4. So already it is x square plus y square is equal to 25. So what we can write? We can write x into 3 plus y into 4 is equal to 25. So it is 3x plus 4y is equal to 25. We have this tangent equation. Okay, and it is meeting at x axis and y axis at P and Q point. It means what it is saying, if suppose this is tangent, so it is meeting at x as P point, and it is and y as Q point. So basically this is nothing but this is tangent. So from here, what you will find, if you will find the x-intercept and y-intercept, you will get 25 by 3, 0, and you will get here 0, 25 by 4. And this is basically 0, 0. Now what we have to do? It is saying if R is a radius of a circle passing through the origin, if R is a, and having center at in center of the triangle. Suppose there is a circle, okay, whose radius is R and it is passing through the origin, and also it has center at in center of the triangle OPQ. This is O. So this is OPQ. So this is the triangle, this is O, this is P, and this is Q. It has already 0, 25 by 4, it is 25 by 3, 0, and it is 0 and 0. Okay. So now we have to find the incenter, because we know this is the center of, we have to find the center of the circle, and it is basically nothing but in center of the triangle. I think everyone knows how to find the incenter. What is the x coordinate of incenter, right? It is incenter is what? It is basically nothing but the meeting point of what? Angle bisector, right? So this is basically, suppose incenter. Okay, this is basically incenter. And the formula for this is basically nothing but it is ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 divided by a plus b plus c. What it is? Suppose this is the thing now. So suppose here it is x1 y1, this is x2 y2, and this is x3 y3. If we have to find the incenter now, so what we can do? Suppose this is A, this is B, and this is C. So just like that, A is nothing but QP, B is nothing but QO, and C is nothing but OP. So based on this thing, you can find the incenter. So after calculating everything, you will find the incenter as, so I'm just writing what will be the incenter. So incenter will be basically, it will be 25 by 12, and it will be 25 by 12. Now we have got this incenter. Okay guys, we have got this incenter. And now what we can do? What we can do now? R is the radius of the circle passing through the origin. ठीक है? और हमारे पास सेंटर भी अब आ गया है 25 by 12 and 25 by 12. Okay. So what we can do? What we can do? We have to find this R square. So there is a relation between the incenter, and also there is a relation between incenter and the radius. So what will be that relation? So it will be basically, if it is 25 by 12 and 25 by 12, so simply you can apply this formula, that will be R square is equal to 2 into 25 by 12 ka whole square. This is the formula. Okay. Because you can, if you will see now, so what we can do? So basically what we can do, we have these things now. We have this circle. Suppose this circle center is at 25 by 12 and 25 by 12, and radius is R. Okay. So what we can do? Okay. So you can simply apply this formula, and you can simply find this R value. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all of you. After finding this, you will get 2, that is 625, 144. So it will be 72. So R square value will be 625 divided by 70. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all of you. Just remember this formula, because it will take a lot of time. Just draw the proper diagram, and then you will get the desired result. Okay, so here you can see x square plus y square minus 10x minus 10y plus 41 is equal to 0, and we have two equations, right? What we can do, so suppose x square plus y square minus 10x minus 10y plus 41 is equal to 0. So just find this C1. So C1 will be what? It will be 5 comma 5, and what will be this R1 value? It will be basically 3. X square plus y square minus 22x minus 10y plus 137 is equal to 0. From here, what you will get? You will get it is 11 and it is 5. And this R1, R2 value, what you will get? This is 137 now. So 121, right? It is 121 basically. 121 plus 25 minus it is again 3. So R1, R2 is 3. And basically you will see C1, C2 is also 11 minus 5, it is 6 only. So what it is, basically it is, basically this is like that. This is C1, this is 5, 5, this is C2, this is 11, 5, and this is basically nothing but you can see C1, C2 is also 6. So when C1, C2 will be equal to R1 plus R2, I think you all have studied that if C1, C2 is equal to R1 plus R2, then we can say that it will only touching, both the circle will be externally touching to each other. So there will be only one meeting point. Circle will have one meeting point. Okay, guys. And if C1, C2 is greater than R1 plus R2, it means what? It means it will never intersect. But if C1, C2 is less than R1 plus R2, then it will intersect at 2 points. So I think everyone knows this condition now. So it means 1 point. 1 point. Intersect at only 1 point. Or you can say touch at. Touching at only one meeting point. So it will have only one meeting point. So circle have only one meeting point. I think everyone knows this condition, right? C1, C2 is it will become R1, R2. So circle touches externally. Just if this kind of problem comes, just do these things. C1, C2, R1, R2, just apply the condition and give the result. Okay. Now moving to the next question, that is we have to find the product of roots of nx square 9x square minus 18 mod x plus 5 is equal to 0. Then there will be definitely two cases, either x is equal greater than 0 or x is less than 0. In case of x is greater than 0, this equation will become like this, and this equation will become like minus of minus x, it will be like this, right? Just try to find this 9x square minus 15x minus 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. From here, what we will get? Like this. So from here, what you will get? X is equal to 1 by 3 and x is equal to 5 by 3. If you will find this, you will get x is equal to minus 5 by 3 and x is equal to minus 1 by 3. Then what you will get? You will get four roots. That is 1 by 3 minus 1 by root 1 by 3, 5 by 3 and minus 5 by 3. So you have to find the product of all the roots. So what we can do? We have to take the product of all the roots. One is 1 by 3, other one is 5 by 3, third one is minus 1 by 3, and the other one is minus 5 by 3. Minus will be cancelled out. It will be 25 divided by 81. I hope it is clear to all of you. One taken positive, one taken negative. Both the condition, it will be minus of minus x, so it will be plus 18x. So I hope it is clear. The A will be the correct answer. Okay, now quickly move to the next question, what it is saying. So this is very simple. It is looking like a very big one, but it is very simple. So it is saying कि if center of a circle M is joined at this kind of thing. So here I think equation is missing. I'm just writing this equation. Circle, basically circle M is nothing but x square plus y square is equal to 1. Circle N is nothing but it is x square plus y square minus 2x is equal to 0. The circle O is nothing but x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. And circle P is x square plus y square minus 2y is equal to 0. So it is saying कि if we joined all the center of all the circle, then what we will get? Which kind of figure we will get? So from here, first we need to find the center. So here you can see, you can write center as 0, 0, right? In this case, if you will observe, it will be minus of minus 1. So basically it is 1, 0. In this case, you will find it is 1, 1. It is center of M circle. It is center of N circle. It is center of O circle. And here you can see it will find 0, 1. It is center of P circle. So these are the center. Just draw all the points. Suppose, okay. So this is, suppose this is CM, right? Okay. I'm in the next slide. I am writing all this. So basically it is CM. This is nothing but 0, 0. This is CN. This is 1, 0. This is CO. This is 1, 1, right? So it is basically 1, 1. Okay. This is 1, 1. And again CP is 0, 1. Just draw all the line. This is 0, 0. Again it will be 1, 0. This will be 1, 1. And this will be 0, 1. Basically, just meet all the point, right? Just joined all the point. It is nothing but CO. This is nothing but CN. This is nothing but CM. And this is nothing but CP. If you find the value figure, you will find it is basically nothing but a square, because this distance is also 1, this distance is also 1, this is also 1, and this is also 1, and it is also 90 degrees as well. So you can say after joining all the center of the circle, what we will get? We will get a square figure. What we will get? We will get a square figure. So I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. So now you can see what will be the minimum distance between this two circles. Okay. So there is a two circle. Here you can see this circle now. So from here also you can write C1 as 5, 5, and also R1 as what? It is 3. From here what you will find? You will find this is 12, 5. And from here what you will get? 160, right? So it will be 144 plus again it is 3. So it is what basically? It is basically, suppose this is 5, 5 and this is 12, 5. So if you will find this is C2, right? So this, if we will find C1, C2, what you will get? You will get 7, right? And from here it is basically, if this, we have to find the minimum distance now. So what it will be like this? It will be like straight line, right? A straight line. So that it should be 90 degree and this should also be 90 degree. So from here what you can see? You can see the distance between these two lines and these 2 points will be basically nothing but 7. But here you can see, this is 3 and this is also 3, but C1, C2 is nothing but it is 7. So here you can see C1, C2 is exceeding with R1 plus R2. It is 7 and R1 plus R2 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. So you can see what will be this value? This will be nothing but 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. Okay guys, so 1 will be the minimum distance between both this point. Okay, I hope everyone understood these things. So what will be the minimum distance? Minimum distance, it is basically nothing but 7 minus 6. It is basically 1. Okay, I hope सबको समझ में आया। और C1 C2 आपका टोटल 7 है और यहां से यहां तक 3 है और यहां से यहां तक 3 है, तो ये बचा हुआ 1 ही होगा। ओके, now we have to find the number of integral values for which this line intersect the circle at two distinct point. Simple है, distinct point को solve करना है ना, distinct point बताना है, two distinct point पे ये क्या करता है, intersect करता है। Simply what you can do one thing, x square plus y square minus 2x minus 4y plus 4 is equal to 0. So 3x plus 4y is equal to k. This line now, this line will definitely satisfy. Okay, this line will definitely satisfy with this equation. So what we can do, we have to just simply, I am just drawing this circle equation. So what will be the center? So center will be basically, it is 1, 2, right? And what will be the radius? So from here you can find the radius will be also 1. Okay, so this is basically 1, 2. Okay, and one line intersecting at 2 points. So this is basically 3x plus 4y is equal to k. Okay, so suppose I am drawing a perpendicular. Okay, so what will be the perpendicular distance? Suppose this is C, right, and this is M. What will be this CM value? So CM will be basically perpendicular distance between this point and this line. So from here, what we can write? We can write 3 into 1 plus 4 into 2 plus k divided by 3 square plus 4 square, right? So it will be basically 25. So from here, what we will get? 8 plus 3, it is 11 plus k divided by 5. So this is basically nothing but the perpendicular distance between C and M, this line and this point. So CM. So this CM value, right? I know if it is intersecting at 2 point now. So we can simply write this CM will always be less than this radius. Okay, if it is touching, then we can say CM is equal to radius. But if it is intersecting at 2 point, we can say this CM will always be less than radius. So from here, what we can write, and basically you can also write this mod value now. We have to take mod value because distance is always positive. So from here, what we can write this CM value will always be less than this radius, and this, it is nothing but 11 plus k divided by 5 is less than equal to 1. Okay, so from here what you can write, this is less than equal to 5. 5 will be go like this. So from here what you can write like this. It will be like this. So from here what you will get, in this side, if 5 will be go like this, right? So what we can do, basically we do one more thing. I think I have written the something wrong here. So it is, if it is k, so it will be basically minus k, right? Okay, it will be minus k. Okay, so again here it will be minus of k. Again it is 11 minus k. So I have just done a simple mistake, guys. So just understand things. So from here what you will get, I'm just writing 11 minus k, 11 minus k and 11 minus k. From here you will get k will be always less than 16, and from this side you will find k is always greater than 6. Okay, this side, if you will solve this side, you will get this, and if you solve this side, what will it will become? Minus k will be go this side k, and 5 will go this side. 11 minus 5, it is 6. So k will be greater than 6 but less than 16. So we have to find integral values. So what will be the all the value? It will be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So how many values will we get? We will get 9 integral values of k. I hope it is clear to all of you guys. Is it clear? 3x plus 4y is equal to k intersect at 2 point. I've drawn this line, and then we know this center of this circle, and we have just find this CM using this perpendicular distance formula. And I think this I know that this distance is always less than radius because it is intersecting at 2 point. So it is must that CM will be always less than this radius. So just I have applied all these things and we have got the desired result. Okay, guys. So now this question that we need to discuss. Okay, so what we can do? We have to find the diameter of the circle whose center lies on the line in the first quadrant. Okay, and who touches both the line x is equal to 3 and so suppose this is x is equal to 3 line and this is y is equal to 2 line, and the circle touches both the line. Okay, so I am just drawing this. It is just like that. Okay, and this is the center. Okay, this is the center. So this is basically R, and this center is lying on the some line. Suppose this line I'm just drawing it. I'm just drawing. You can draw also like this. So this line is lying on, this point is lying on x plus y is equal to 2. So suppose if I will take one point as alpha, then second point will be x point is alpha. So second point will be what? It will be what? If it is C. So it will be basically if alpha plus y is equal to 2. So y will be 2 minus alpha. It means it is basically alpha and 2 minus alpha. Right, guys? So what we can do? So you know the distance between this center and this line will be equal to R, and also this is also equal to R. So I'm just finding perpendicular distance between y is equal to 2 and alpha and 2 minus alpha. ठीक है, क्योंकि ये हमारा सेंटर है. So what we can do, we are simply finding that is y minus 2 now. So basically it is 2 minus alpha minus 2 divided by root under 1 square plus 0 ka whole square. So from here what you will get, guys? So it will be mod na. So it will be basically mod lambda, and it is equal to nothing but radius, that is equal to R. It means lambda is equal to alpha is equal to R. In the second same thing, the perpendicular distance between this x is equal to 3 line and this center will be also as R. So from here what we can do? If this is x is equal to 3 line and we have to find this alpha 2 minus alpha, so what will be the distance? It is R, and basically R is what? It is x minus 3, right? So x minus 3, it means alpha minus 3 divided by 1 square plus 2 square. So it will be basically alpha minus 3. Okay, alpha minus 3. So from here you can see R is equal to alpha minus 3, and the previously we have found R is equal to alpha. R is equal to also we have found R is equal to alpha. So from here what we can do? It means R. It means alpha is equal to alpha minus 3, right? Mod alpha is equal to mod alpha minus 3. So what you can do, guys? You can simply take the square. So from here what you will get like this. So alpha square will be cancel out. So 6 alpha will be equal to 9. So alpha will be equal to 3 by 2. Okay, so alpha we have got 3/2. So what we can do, we know what is this radius. Radius is nothing but alpha. So it is basically 3/2. So diameter is what? Diameter is 2r. So it is basically 2 into 3 by, basically it is 3. So what will be the diameter? So diameter will be 3. Okay, I hope it is understood to everyone. Okay, so now one more question. Okay, so I am just writing this. If there is a set A in which m element is there, and set B has n element, and it is saying if total number of subset of A is 112 more than the total number of subset in B. So subset in A, total number of subset in A. So it will be basically 2 to the power m. Everyone knows the formula. If m element, then it will be 2 to the power m. In the same way, it will be 2 to the power n. So what question is saying that total number of subset in m, A. So it will be 2m. It is 112 more than the total number of subset of B. So it will be basically 2n plus 112. So from here, what you can do? 112. But here you can see it is just like 2 to the power m minus 2 to the power n is equal to 112. That is 2 to the power m minus 2 to the power n is equal to 112. What we can do here, guys? What we can do? We have to find m into n. We have to find this m into n. So what we can do? We can take 2 to the power n as a common. Why? Because we can't find these things by a single equation. So we have to compare this thing. So what we will get? This like this, and this is 112. So from here we can also write it as this, and we can also write it as 8 minus 1. So from here, what you will get? From here, just compare. It is nothing but 2 to the power 4, and it is nothing but 2 to the power 3. So from here you will get n is equal to 4, and from here you will get m minus n is equal to 3. So from here, what you will get? M is equal to, just compare na, it is 2 to the power 3 minus 1. So compare. So from here you will get 3 plus n. So it is 3 plus 4, that is 7. So n is 4, m is 7. So what will be the value of mn? So it will be 7 into 4, that is 28. Okay, guys, I hope it is understood to all of you. I hope what we have done, we know the number of subset in any set is 2 to the power, and if it has having an element. So I'm use this formula, this property, and simply find this. Okay, so now the last problem that we are going to discuss. It's been a long class, but I hope you just patiently listening all these things. So we have to find the number of solution in the equation, that is 4 into x minus 1 is equal to log to the power x minus 3. So first, before finding this solution, what you can do? You can simply say x minus 3 should be always equal to greater than equal to 0. X minus 3 is always greater than equal to 0. It means x will be always greater than equal to 3. Okay, it should also not equal to 0, right? So एक चीज आप यहाँ पे ये भी कर सकते हो कि you can skip this part. It means x should always be greater than 3. X minus 3 is always greater than 0. Sorry. ठीक है, तो ये इसके अंदर का always क्या होना चाहिए? पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए. Then we can apply this thing. So what we can do? We can also write it as like this. So if we will find this, if x is always greater than 3, you won't find any solution. Just try, because it is increasing exponentially and it is increasing linearly. So if it is greater than 3 now, so there will be no value by which it will satisfy both the sides. So simply you can write there will be no solution. I think hope it is clear to everyone. I hope ये सारे क्वेश्चन आपको समझ में आए होंगे, ठीक है. So I think you must have an idea about how to solve this kind of problem. So that was a really a good class. So that's it for the today's guys. I hope we will next week we will meet with the another part test solution. So thank you everyone for listening for my class. So that's it for the today's class. Thank you. So